In the upcoming episode of CBS soap opera, The Young and the Restless airing on May 20, 2025, viewers can expect tense arguments, growing doubts, and big decisions as some of Genoa City's most complicated relationships face new challenges. In this episode, Kyle Abbott and Holden Novak will argue over Audra Charles, creating tension that might affect their work too. At the same time, Claire Newman will try something bold to win over Victor, and Victoria Newman's relationship with Cole Howard will take a big turn, possibly leading to a surprise engagement even though there's trouble ahead. The rivalry between Kyle and Holden on The Young and the Restless gets stronger when Holden learns about Kyle's past with Audra. Audra keeps Holden at a distance, but she drops some hints about Kyle that make Holden curious. After seeing them interact at Crimson Lights, Holden asks Kyle about it, but Kyle doesn't like being questioned. Kyle says he's focused on Claire and finished with Audra, but there's still tension between them. Kyle also doesn't fully trust Audra's new product, which she says will change the cosmetics world. Even though he says Claire is the only woman for him, Kyle wants to stay close to Audra, not because of romance, but to find out what she's really up to. However, Claire is starting to worry about this plan, and that could cause problems soon. On The Young and the Restless, Claire Newman has been working hard to prove herself, both in her personal life and at work, and in tomorrow's episode, she takes another big step. She talks to Victor with an idea, most likely about Nikki's upcoming birthday party. On the surface, it's to celebrate Nikki, but Claire has a hidden goal to show that her relationship with Kyle is serious and to get Victor's approval. Victor is usually careful and doesn't trust easily, so he's not quick to say yes. Even though Claire's honesty might affect him, he still isn't sure about her true intentions or how close she really is to Kyle. However, there is a chance Victor will soften enough to let Kyle come to the party. This could make their relationship more visible to everyone and bring more attention, maybe even some trouble. Victoria's story on The Young and the Restless takes an emotional turn. She has restarted her romance with Cole, but now she faces a big, life-changing decision. Cole might have a serious illness, and Victoria could choose to focus on love despite the uncertainty. She may decide to stay by his side and even propose marriage, but there might be a secret behind the happy news. If Cole's illness is as bad as they fear, Victoria and Cole might keep it a secret for now. They may want to enjoy the good times and not share the sad news with Claire or anyone else in Genoa City just yet. Still, Victoria's choice to fully commit shows how much she has grown and hints at both happy and difficult times ahead. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. One of the most enduring love stories on not only Young and Restless, but daytime soaps, Michael Baldwin and Lauren Fenmore have weathered storms that would have ended most couples for good. Now, they're about to be tested again as a third party comes in and creates a problem that will leave their marriage on the rocks. Michael and Lauren are known for working hard to keep the romance alive, and their recent evening in Neil Winter's jazz club was a perfect example. Despite Michael getting a mild grilling from his wife about his work activities, they set all of that aside to share a sexy slow dance, and then slipped upstairs to a suite to indulge in some bubbly, and of course, to spend the night making love. With their connection renewed, it was surprising then to see them so utterly at odds the next time we picked up with them in a scene in the club dining room. Lauren was livid when Michael confessed that he was instrumental in Victor's plan to attack his longtime rival Jack and his cosmetics firm, Jabot. She reminded her hubby that Jack's wife Diane was a dear friend of his and accused him point blank of putting Victor's agenda ahead of the people he cares about. Michael, in turn, insisted that he was staying involved to protect not only Jack, but Victor. Lauren wasn't buying what Michael was selling, and all but ordered him to extricate himself from the sticky situation, pointing out that it had the potential to come back on him. Her husband, however, didn't agree to follow her directive, and we all know how determined he is to stand by Victor's side, especially after landing in the mustache's bad books after freeing Jordan from her basement cage. It doesn't bode well, and indeed, there is trouble ahead. Young and restless spoilers indicate that even as we celebrate the Michael and Lauren's love story in a special episode this week, drama won't be far behind. While Michael is able to distract Lauren from their problems temporarily, it won't last long. By week's end, Lauren will be full-on worried about her marriage. Michael, meanwhile, will receive a dire warning from Victor, presumably along the lines of "execute my orders or else," which means the loyal lawyer will soon have a huge and consequential choice to make. The young and the restless scoop for Tuesday, May 20, reveals Sharon Newman will be taken aback by Nick Newman's accusation. Also coming up, Victoria Newman will ask Cole Howard to move in with her. Plus, Kyle Abbott and Audra Charles will both think they have the upper hand. And Claire Newman will ask for Victor Newman's help. My and our spoilers tease Holden Novak will run into Kyle at Society. He'll ask him to join him at the bar. Kyle will sit down with Holden and Audra will walk in. She'll approach and Kyle will ask how she and Holden know each other. Audra will say they knew each other in Lay. Then she and Kyle will trade jabs. Ouch, Holden will say. Audra will add it was certainly a waste of her time and talent. So who's gonna tell me about the backbite between you two? Holden will ask. Kyle will say the time they spent together was less than memorable and they've moved on. Have we? Audra will ask. Kyle will tell her he certainly has, and there's no reason to hold on to any antagonism. He'll also say there's room enough for Jebot and her new company Vibrant. Audra will say she appreciates him taking the high road. Then Kyle's food will arrive and he'll leave. What the hell are you trying to do? Audra will say to Holden. He'll tell her he saw the sparks between her and Kyle. Audra, I know how you are when a guy gets to you, he'll add. You and Kyle had a massive falling out, and it seems it wasn't just about business. Meanwhile, Victoria and Nick will chat at the coffee shop and Cole will join them. It seems like he's recovered from his illness and Victoria will surprise him with a suggestion. I think you should move into the tack house, so we can live together as one big happy family. I wouldn't just be moving into the tack house with you and our daughter, Johnny and Katie live there part-time, he'll remind her. But she'll say she ran it by them this morning, and they both thought he was already living there. Nick will head over to the counter when he sees Sharon there. Eventually, Cole will tell Victoria, of course, he'll move in with her and Claire. They'll get up from the table and Cole will stumble. Victoria will be worried, but he'll say he's not quite over his illness, although he's getting there. But is he really? At the ranch, Claire will arrive with a chocolate croissant for her grandfather. She'll say she'd like to talk to him. Victor will ask if she's called it off with Kyle and Claire will say she hasn't. I'm sorry to hear that, Victor will reply. But Claire will tell him she and Kyle have decided to slow down their plans to move in together, and Victor will be pleased. Talk will turn to the party she's throwing for Nicky Newman. So Claire will ask if he'll help her with it. Count me in, Victor will reply. As for Kyle, he'll head to the park to meet Claire for lunch. Audra will come along and spot them, and she'll text Kyle, saying she appreciates what he said about moving past their differences. Kyle will get the notification, look at the text, and smile. He'll tell Claire Audra's about to fall into his trap. Audra will call Victor and tell him Kyle's falling into her trap. Finally, Sharon will assure Nick that he had nothing to worry about, leaving her and Phyllis Summers alone together. They're in a good place now, but she'll also ask him if there's ever a time he wishes Phyllis and I are not getting back together, Sharon, he'll reply. Why would you even ask me that? She'll say she saw something between them when she found them together at the park. Sharon will add that Phyllis is in major distress right now, and that's something he's attracted to. Like a moth to a flame, am I right? Nick will ask if she's jealous, and she'll deny it. He'll remind her they agreed to just be friends, and he and Phyllis are also just friends. Sharon will say she's fine with that. But is she? Keep reading the Soap Scoop for Young and the Restless spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our Y and our Facebook group or leave us a reply in our comments section. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Young and the Restless online at cbs.com. The Young and the Restless spoilers imply that during the Tuesday, May 20 episode, fans were pleasantly surprised. After all, when he returned from his business trip for Newman Enterprises' publishing sector, he wasn't doing so good. At first, it was a coughing fit during dinner at the GCAC with Victoria Newman and Claire Newman that offered up some red flags. Shortly after, Cole needed immediate medical attention when things took a turn for the worse, and the man spiked a concerning fever. Then, Cole was quarantined to a hotel room at the GCAC as he had a strange strain of flu. He was adamant that both Claire and Victoria stay away, so that they would not be exposed to whatever he had. Fan speculation began to run wild as many believed that Cole's days were numbered in Genoa City. With that said, it was nice to see Cole return to the canvas this week. Not only was Cole feeling better, but Victoria surprised him with an invitation. Claire would be thrilled to have both parents under one roof, and Victoria covered all bases by asking Johnny Abbott and Katie Abbott about their comfort level with this. Both were okay with the idea. This is great news for Cole, Victoria, and Vol fans, but it does seem a bit off. Why have Cole sick with the flu if he's only going to end up feeling better? He didn't even have a hospital stay, and there wasn't that much drama over the whole thing. As Cole isn't a major player in Genoa City, surely there could have been easier ways to keep him off canvas without making a big production over him having the flu, without more serious implications. Simply saying Cole had an extended stay while on business would have sufficed. There just seems to be more to this story. Could Cole be lying about his clean bill of health? Is there more to his condition that he's potentially hiding to protect Victoria and Claire from? Maybe doctors are still running tests from the odd illness he had. Could there be repercussions or complications in the aftermath? Could Cole be dying? Is he purposely lying about feeling better? Or does he simply not have all the information he needs to present to Victoria? Maybe a complication from his strain of flu will arise in the days ahead? The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest that fans are in the middle of May sweeps, so the soap could have plenty of other shockers in store. Could Cole's health and mortality be one of them? Could Cole pass away unexpectedly shortly after he moves into the tack house? In the latest episode of CBS soap opera, The Young and the Restless, aired on May 19, 2025, Sally Spectra started getting suspicious of Amanda Sinclair after a tense run-in at the GCAC. Amanda seemed secretive about her. Phyllis Summers also tried to get Dumas support for a new business but hit a wall with Amanda, who refused to help. This made Phyllis even more curious about what Amanda might be hiding. Meanwhile, Damian Kane's sudden move to Genoa City raised concerns. Devin doubted his new attitude, and Nate quietly watched as Damian got closer to Lily. At Society on The Young and the Restless, Phyllis talked about her new business plans with Daniel Romalotti Jr. after her split from Billy Abbott. She hoped Amanda would help her get Aristotle Dumas as an investor. However, Amanda quickly said no, explaining that Dumas had already decided he didn't want to work with Phyllis. Phyllis didn't give up and tried to change Amanda's mind, but Amanda said she had already tried to speak up for her, but it didn't work. When Phyllis offered inside information to help Dumas go after Chancellor Winters, Amanda turned that down too, saying he already knew. That made Phyllis start to think Amanda was hiding something and trying to keep her out on purpose. At the GCAC on The Young and the Restless, Billy seemed distracted, making Sally worry he felt bad about pushing Phyllis out of Abbott Communications. She reminded him of the risks she took for their partnership and feared Phyllis might come back. Billy assured Sally their future was solid and all about her. They planned their launch party with a theme that mixed modern and retro ideas. Their talk was cut short when Amanda stopped by. She said she had met with Devin, Lily, and Nate, and revealed she was now Dumas' attorney. Billy was annoyed that Dumas kept delaying their meetings and felt they were being missiled. Amanda didn't explain much, but told Billy to fix things with Jill. Alone, Phyllis tried calling Summer, but Summer was too busy to talk. She thought about calling Daniel, but instead sent a message to Nick, saying she might accept his earlier offer to help. Phyllis felt alone and frustrated, not sure who she could count on as she tried to get back on track. At Nate's place on The Young and the Restless, Damian Kane and Amy Lewis joined Lily, Devin, and Nate for a family get-together. They talked about Damian's new job and quick move to Genoa City. Devin stayed suspicious and mentioned Amanda, reminding everyone she worked for Dumas. Damian said he didn't know her, claiming Dumas had many employees. Devin seemed even more doubtful, especially about how fast Damian had become a family man. Later, when Lily and Damian were alone, she told him Devin would come around. Damian asked if she trusted him, and she hesitated before saying she was getting there. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 3 weeks, May 19 to June 6, reveal that Sally Spectra may carry out a sneaky investigation while Claire Newman smells trouble. Lily Winters could also be making a big mistake, so let's talk about the wild ride ahead in Genoa City. During the week of May 19 to 23, Sally will find Amanda Sinclair's behavior strange and will definitely want to know more about whatever she's hiding. Billy Abbott will agree with Sally about the weirdness of everything associated with Aristotle Dumas. Sally's curiosity could lead to her carrying out a sneaky investigation now that she realizes Amanda must know more than she's letting on. Could Sally spy on Amanda or find another way to dig for details about who Dumas really is? Meanwhile, Phyllis won't get the Dumas funding she's after, which could leave her leaning on Nick Newman once again. Sharon Newman's jealousy is already flaring, but it could get even worse. Next, there will be a Sweet Y and R episode on May 21 that highlights 3 important pairings on Canvas. Romance will be the theme as Victor Newman, Nikki Newman, Michael Baldwin, Lauren Baldwin, Jack Abbott, and Diane Jenkins Abbott all become part of the fun. It turns out romance will be on Victoria Newman's mind, as well as she takes a big step forward with Cole Howard. If Cole's facing a grim medical diagnosis that could motivate Victoria to make more of a commitment to him. Victoria and Cole might even have some wedding plans on the horizon, but we'll just have to see what Cole's test results look like and how they'll influence his future. In the meantime, Abby Winters will clash with Amanda, while Damian Kane locks in a deal. It sounds like Damian will officially become part of Lily's family business and move forward with the Dumas double agent plot she has in mind. Across town, Victor will bark orders at Michael and could push him over the edge. It's possible Michael will turn in his resignation since Lauren has been pushing him to ditch Victor before things go off the rails. As for Claire, she'll smell trouble when it comes to Kyle Abbott's attempt to trap Audra Charles. Kyle will downplay the risks once again, but he won't know he's already taking Audra's bait for a trap of her own. Regardless, the week of May 26 to 30 will bring Claire's opportunity to move forward with her Newman Bash goals. Jai Rodriguez will debut as a party planner named Pietro, so look for him to help create a dazzling shindig, one where birthday girl Nikki is the guest of honor. Despite Claire's efforts to flaunt her romantic bliss and make Victor see Kyle in a new light, he'll probably end up hating her boyfriend more than ever. Victor may pressure Audra to get the ball rolling on Kyle and Claire's breakup or else. Audra's new venture is on the line, so she'll be highly motivated to cause chaos ASAP. That could lead to problems for Claire and Kyle during the week of June 2 to 6, but Diane Jenkins Abbott will look out for her son and his relationship as best as she can. Could Diane catch on and blow Audra's plan with Victor out of the water? No matter how it all goes down, Audra may face some backlash with Nate Hastings. Nate seems poised to find out what Audra's deal with Victor really entailed, so some conflicts brewing. Holden Novak should be eager to pounce on Audra at the first sign of drama in her relationship with Nate, so we'll see if she might back with Lily. She could be making a big mistake by genuinely starting to trust Damien. Even if Damien doesn't know Dumas' true identity now, he might find out and keep that news from Lily. Since there's a good chance Dumas is actually a recast Kane Ashby, Lily's going to face a shocking revelation down the road. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Lily will have a lot to process once everything is out in the open, so stick with us for updates on what's in store for her. Having long watched The Young and the Restless, I've witnessed my fair share of bad decisions, but Kyle Abbott's latest plot might just take the cake. When he started getting back with Audra, I knew something wasn't right. Claire has worked hard to build a life in Genoa City and to show her loyalty to Victor and the Newmans. She has been trying to be transparent, respectful, and cautious with every move she makes. Meanwhile, Kyle is playing a dangerous game behind her back, and honestly, it's concerning. From the outside, it might look like Kyle has control over the situation, but this plan feels both reckless and self-centered. His attempts to trap Audra could backfire in the worst possible way. If he is not cautious, he'll take Claire with him. However, she does not deserve that on The Young and the Restless. Claire has been forced to push through more than almost any character in recent memory. Her past with Jordan is always lingering in the back of her mind, and no matter how much she tries to distance herself from that pain, there's always someone willing to remind her of it. Just as Victor was finally coming around, Kyle dropped this bombshell of a scheme to manipulate Audra. Claire is aware of the risks and is understandably on the edge. In the preview, she tells Kyle that wasn't her just being protective, she was effectively urging him to think about what might go wrong. Kyle believes he's doing this to reclaim Jebot or regain control, but it's short-sighted. Claire is struggling hard to maintain a fragile peace, and one misstep on Kyle's part could ruin all her good efforts. If Audra discovers what Kyle is doing, and honestly, she's not naive, she can easily frame the situation to make it look like Claire seems to be in on it as well. That may might Claire back on Victor's hit list in 2 seconds flat on The Young and the Restless. I understand that Kyle feels like he's lost control lately. With Summer moving on, Harrison being shuttled back and forth between houses, and now with Audra playing double agent on The Young and the Restless. However, all of this scheming is a desperate bid to feel powerful again. Rather than working on his growth or being a true partner to Claire, he's using her trust as a shield, and that is not fair to her. Kyle's charm has bailed him out of tight spots countless times before, but charm only takes you so far, and not when it comes to Audra. He told Claire that he's going to trap her, and I can't imagine how he thinks that will end well. If Claire becomes entangled in the fallout, then Kyle will only have himself to blame, but she'll be punished too, and I doubt she'll forgive him easily. It's no coincidence that the tension is building right before Nikki's big birthday party. With so many key players gathering, it feels like the perfect setup for something or someone to explode. If Aristotle Dumas makes his grand debut during the celebration, it might overshadow everything, including Kyle's scheme. However, that doesn't mean his actions won't have consequences. The truth is, Kyle doesn't have a clue about what Claire is facing. He may think he's doing her a favor by keeping things to himself and keeping her in the dark, but secrets don't work. They sabotage. Claire is right to be concerned. She knows Kyle's plan is going up in smoke, and I hope she's able to save herself before she's too far gone. If Kyle goes down this path, he might succeed in defeating Audra, but at the expense of something far greater, Claire's trust. Hello everyone, it's Marie here, bringing you an emotional roundup of some of the most heart-wrenching health updates from the stars of The Young and the Restless. These personal stories not only showcase the incredible strength and resilience of the actors, but also remind us of the importance of taking care of our own health. Let's take a look at the challenges these stars faced and how they've come out stronger In 2019, we lost Y and our favorite Christoph Street John, who portrayed Neil Winters. He passed away at just 52 years old, with his death being linked to alcohol abuse and depression. Christoph's sudden passing sparked widespread conversations about mental health, particularly depression and suicide prevention. As a beloved character who was the heart of the Winters family, his death deeply saddened fans and served as a stark reminder that mental health challenges are real and need more attention and care. The article is not finished. Click on the next page to continue. Melody Thomas Scott, who plays Nikki Newman, has faced her own health battles over the years. She openly discussed her struggle with alcohol addiction, which not only made her character more relatable, but also inspired countless fans. Her story shows that it's possible to overcome even the darkest times and come out stronger, encouraging others to seek help when needed. In 2014, Joshua Morrow, known for playing Nick Newman, had to undergo spine surgery due to a serious health issue. While it wasn't a major surgery, it still posed significant challenges for an actor whose physicality is part of the job. Joshua didn't shy away from sharing his recovery process with fans, offering a transparent look at how he managed both his health and his career. Through this, he emphasized the importance of maintaining a positive outlook and staying resilient in the face of health setbacks. Lily Brooks O'Brien, who plays Lily Romalotti, has faced an incredibly difficult health journey in recent years. She was diagnosed with endometriosis. Her candid discussions about how this condition impacted her personal and professional life resonate with many women, offering hope and encouragement to those going through similar struggles. Lily's openness sheds light on the importance of seeking support and treatment when dealing with such health issues. Eileen Davidson, who played Ashley Abbott, has been very open about her focus on health and wellness, both physical and mental. She has shared her strategies for maintaining a healthy lifestyle on social media, from proper diet to mental health practices. Eileen's transparency encourages fans to take better care of their own bodies and minds, proving that mental wellness is just as important as physical health, especially in the demanding world of acting. The article is not finished. Click on the next page to continue. One of the most heart-wrenching health updates came from Eric Braeden, who portrays the iconic Victor Newman. In 2019, Eric revealed that he had been diagnosed with cancer, a revelation that shocked and deeply worried fans. Fortunately, after undergoing treatment, Eric made a remarkable recovery and continues to portray Victor Newman. His battle and recovery not only brought hope to his fans, but also served as a powerful reminder that health crises don't always signal the end. They can also mark the beginning of a new chapter. Each of these actors has shown incredible courage in the face of their health challenges. Their stories not only tug at our hearts, but also teach us valuable lessons about resilience, the importance of mental health, and how to cope with life's unexpected hurdles. Whether dealing in the latest emotional arc of The Young and the Restless, Cole's declining health and a long-held secret take center stage, shaking the foundations of his family. The once vibrant figure now battles a serious illness that gradually weakens both his body and spirit. Though his persistent cough and increasing exhaustion raise concern, Cole chooses to suffer in silence, distancing himself from those closest to him, especially Claire and Victoria. Victoria, deeply worried, watches Cole retreat emotionally and physically. Her attempts to comfort him are gently rejected, masked by his concern about contagion. But she senses something deeper at play, a quiet torment rooted in guilt and an unresolved truth. Cole's medical condition is grim. Doctor visits and test results confirm a terminal illness, leaving him with little time. Still, he hides the diagnosis, unwilling to burden his family with. Claire, though young, senses the tension and growing emotional gap between her and the man she's always seen as a father. She is left with unanswered questions as both Victoria and Cole remain evasive. As Cole's condition worsens, he is tormented not only by the physical pain, but also by a moral dilemma. Revealing the truth about his relationship with Claire, he is not her biological father, a truth he has kept hidden for years out of love and fear. Now, as death nears, the burden of deception becomes unbearable. Victoria, who has always known the truth, faces her own emotional battle. She must decide whether to protect Claire from heartbreak or prepare her for the inevitable. Their shared pain deepens, especially as they consider the final decisions they must make together, including the possibility of marriage before it's too late. Ultimately, Victoria and Cole choose honesty. One quiet night, they sit down with Claire to reveal the truth about Cole's illness and her parentage. Claire, devastated, feels betrayed. However, as she listens to Cole's heartfelt confession and sees the sincerity in his eyes, her anger gradually transforms into understanding. She recognizes the love and sacrifices he made, regardless of blood ties. Despite the heartbreak, the family finds strength in unity. Victoria and Cole marry in a quiet, intimate ceremony, embracing the little time they have left. For Claire, the pain of losing Cole is softened by the realization that true family bonds are built on love, not biology. In his final days, Cole writes a letter to Claire, expressing his regrets, love, and hopes for her future. His calm acceptance of fate and sincere efforts to make peace bring closure to those he leaves behind. When he passes, he does so surrounded by love, leaving Victoria and Claire not in despair, but with a profound sense of connection and resilience. In the latest emotionally charged arc of The Young and the Restless, Maria Copeland's return to Genoa City after a turbulent business trip sets off a ripple effect of emotional fallout, secrecy, and potential betrayal that could dismantle one of the show's most cherished relationships. As speculation swirls, viewers witness a masterful exploration of trauma, redemption, and the fragile bonds of love. Maria's homecoming is far from celebratory. Haunted by the aftermath of a mysterious incident during her trip, she seeks refuge at Sharon Newman's residence. Overwhelmed by guilt, Maria tearfully hints at a drunken mistake she fears could destroy her marriage to Tessa Porter. Despite Sharon's gentle coaxing, the reappearance of Ian Ward, a traumatic figure from Maria's past, adds a dangerous psychological layer to her breakdown. His presence is implied to have triggered a blackout episode, leading to an act Maria believes cannot be undone. Though she initially chooses silence over confession, the internal conflict escalates rapidly, leaving her emotionally stranded. Meanwhile, Tessa Porter is left in limbo. Her texts and calls to Maria go unanswered, fueling anxiety and suspicion. The weight of Maria's secrecy pushes Tessa into emotional disarray, forcing her to confront painful questions about the foundation of their marriage. Enter Daniel Romalotti Jr., a longtime friend to both Tessa and Maria. After hearing about the situation from Sharon, Daniel steps in as a grounding force. He offers Maria an alternative: to tell the truth with context. Daniel's approach balances empathy with logic, encouraging Mariah to frame her confession around the trauma inflicted by Ian's unexpected reappearance. This isn't Daniel's first intersection with Mariah's emotional turmoil. Longtime fans may recall echoes of a past indiscretion in 2020 when Mariah, overwhelmed by her own pain, had a fleeting romantic moment with Lindsay Winters. The current crisis threatens to echo that scenario, only with higher emotional stakes. In a parallel storyline, Tessa is comforted by Daniel, who shows up at her home carrying coffee and his guitar, symbols of their shared musical past. Their emotional exchange reveals Tessa's deep fear that Mariah may have done something unforgivable. As Daniel supports her, Tessa resolves to reach out one final time, sending a simple message: "We need to talk. I love you." Later that evening, Mariah arrives, exhausted, remorseful, and ready to reveal the truth. She confesses to a mistake made while intoxicated, triggered by the psychological impact of seeing Ian Ward. Although the act itself did not endanger anyone physically, its emotional ramifications were profound. Through trembling words, she explains everything. Tessa listens. Though heartbroken, she remains present. Forgiveness does not come instantly, but understanding begins. Their daughter Aria's timely appearance prompts a moment of shared clarity. Their family must survive. The emotional culmination leads to a heartfelt embrace, marking the first step toward healing. Daniel, having served as the bridge between silence and truth, quietly steps away. His support, though critical, remains selfless. As Aria, Maria, and Tessa come together again, the family begins to rebuild. The once threatening secret is transformed from a source of destruction into a catalyst for renewed connection. This arc stands out as one of the most emotionally resonant storylines in The Young and the Restless in recent memory. It deftly explores how past trauma, unresolved guilt, and silence can threaten even the strongest of bonds, but also how vulnerability and honesty can become powerful tools for reconciliation. Ultimately, it's not the mistake that defines Mariah and Tessa's future, but the courage to confront it. As the weekend closes in Genoa City, fans are reminded that love, when paired with truth, can survive even the darkest chapters. The Young and the Restless may be setting the stage for a shocking return. With Lily digging deeper into Aristotle Dumas' secret identity, clues are emerging fast. Could her ex-husband, Kane Ashby, be hiding in plain sight? And is Billy Flynn stepping into his shoes? Billy Flynn's arrival on The Young and the Restless wasn't just another casting update, it was a mystery launch. No character name, no clear backstory, just one big tease. And fans didn't miss a beat, quickly tying his role to the elusive Aristotle Dumas. The show's refusal to reveal Dumas' face makes the storyline even juicier. When a character's identity is hidden this long, it's usually because viewers, and Genoa City residents, already know him. That makes Flynn's entrance all the more suspicious in the best possible way. Here's the big connection fans can't ignore. Aristotle Dumas showed up 6 years ago. Kane Ashby disappeared from the canvas the same year. Coincidence? Not likely in the world of soaps. Lily Winters is now on the front line of this story. She's suspicious of Dumas and keeps digging, unaware she might be chasing the ghost of her own past. If Dumas turns out to be Kane, that will flip Lily's world upside down. Daniel Goddard, who once played Kane, is currently busy on General Hospital. But that doesn't rule Kane out. It opens the door for a recast. Cue Billy Flynn. Flynn is younger, but that hasn't stopped The Young and the Restless before. Just ask Tucker McCall. Viewers have accepted age gaps for the sake of storylines, and this one feels worth the adjustment. The accent might be gone, but the emotional weight will still land. If Kane is indeed living under the Dumas name, fans will want answers. How did he go from down and out to powerful mogul? Why keep his identity secret? The show is setting up something big. Dumas isn't just a new businessman, he's someone with emotional baggage and a score to settle. That screams soap gold. For Lily, the truth could change everything. If her ex is back in hiding as Dumas, she'll be forced to confront unresolved feelings. That makes things even messier, especially if Billy or another suitor is involved. It's a classic Y&R setup: romance, regret, and explosive revelations. In the latest twist on The Young and the Restless, Lily's persistent instincts finally lead her to a truth far more shocking than she could have imagined. For months, she had suspected that Aristotle Dumas, a powerful and secretive benefactor, was more than he appeared. Her journey into his shadowy empire unraveled secrets buried beneath corporate facades, anonymous donations, and encrypted messages. Lily's suspicions were rooted in fragmented memories of a man from her youth, a mentor who once guided her through emotional turmoil. As she dove deeper into Dumas's history, she discovered a network of carefully hidden traces: elusive operative Damien, philanthropic reports, and vague references to a mysterious. The breakthrough came unexpectedly. A buried phone number uncovered by Phyllis became the key to direct contact. Despite Amanda's warnings about the danger of pursuing such a powerful man, Lily remained undeterred. Her research ultimately pointed to one shocking conclusion. Aristotle Dumas was, in fact, Evan Caldwell, her childhood mentor who had disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Forced into hiding, Caldwell had assumed the identity of Dumas to escape enemies determined to destroy him. This revelation stirred a complex mix of emotions for Lily. She held the power to bring Caldwell back into the light or risk tearing down the very infrastructure he built to protect others. But the deeper she went, the more personal the truth became. The ultimate confrontation took place in a lavish penthouse, where Lily, however, just as she believed the mystery had been solved, a startling resemblance between Dumas and her ex-husband Cain Ashby sparked new doubts. Was Aristotle truly Cain, or had he adopted Cain's likeness as part of a larger deception? The truth came from Aristotle himself. He had never been Cain, but he had studied and mimicked him in order to draw Lily into his orbit. The emotional weight of this manipulation crushed Lily, but she stood firm. Aristotle presented her with a choice: expose him and dismantle everything he had created, or join him in shaping a powerful new legacy. Lily, however, refused both options. She would not be a pawn nor an accomplice. Instead, she chose autonomy, determined to write her own story moving forward. Meanwhile, the episode took a quiet turn as Nick and Sharon shared a contemplative moment. Their conversation revealed unresolved tensions surrounding Phyllis, and Sharon acknowledged the complicated bond Nick and Phyllis share through their daughter. Although Sharon voiced no desire for reconciliation with the past, she couldn't ignore the emotional ties that still linger. This episode masterfully weaves psychological intrigue with emotional reckoning, setting the stage for major power shifts in Genoa City. Lily's discovery has profound implications, not only for her identity and future, but for the fragile balance of alliances around her.